Good morning, lovely people. Everybody hear me all right? All the 2 people in chat at the moment. If you can hear me, please let me know. Much appreciated. Just going to be setting up here for the Flat Earth Live school. Hey everybody, join the chat. Welcome to Flat Earth School. Session hasn't quite started yet. Just let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, it's beautiful light. All good. Thank you, Senseless. G'day, Zao Moxus. Sound is great, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, some nice views. Going to different locations every day. Beautiful view this morning. The camera doesn't really do it justice though. It's a lot more vibrant than what it picks up on the live stream. A couple hours south of Sydney. On the New South Wales south coast. Cool, thanks John. Appreciate it. Just going to be setting up here. Going to be a great show about Coriolis, or the lack of. Hello lovely people, thank you for joining me. Sydney is a shithole presently. Well, it's not fun, put it that way, no. It's still the same place it's always been. It's just got military and police roaming the streets with way too much powers that they think they have. But anyway, that's a different subject. Hope everyone is happy and healthy this morning. Oh yeah, we see the sun, the stars really clear. All good in Perth. I've heard a lot of things coming out of Western Australia. It's really hard out there, the laws, even before all this stuff. They're going pretty hard. I think they've literally closed off the border hard to us in New South Wales here. I don't think I'm ever going over there at the moment. Hey Michael. Hi mate. One of my Patreons, thank you Michael. Benched watch both video. How'd you find it? You ready for this one? Third best globe debunker? That's what some people call it anyway. I still got a few minutes. Almost 4 PM here in London, in Canada. Hey Canada, did you see total solar eclipse a few months ago. Just interested. Hell yeah, ready for this session number 3. Before tomorrow we go into any UFOs anyway, don't know. I saw it on TV, same, yeah. Didn't see the full annular though, the Ring of Fire, strangely enough. Anyway. 19 in the chat, thank you everybody. Yeah, thank you, especially Michael Kahn, for giving you a good shout out during the show. Really appreciate all my patrons. Makes a big difference. It means the difference that I can do this every day. At the moment I was just testing this to see what kind of response I was getting, and it has been awesome. I want to thank everyone so much for all the support I've been receiving over the last couple of days since I put the promo out. So many channels have been supporting me, so many people leaving me nice comments, so many people in the chat. It's been awesome. I've been loving doing this. Thank you everyone. I definitely want to stick at it. I want to keep coming to you live every day, showing you these beautiful locations around where I live. It's definitely wrong what they're doing, and that's why I'm in this situation. I've said it on the last couple of streams that I'm essentially unemployable right now. That's why I'm doing this. I'm looking for a new stream of income, pretty much, because I've got 5 kids, I've got a wife, I've got a house to pay off, you know, just like everybody else. And like a lot of people right now, they're faced with the tough decision between bowing down to the status quo of whatever is the mandates at the moment to get income, because that's what you need to do. You need to wear your mask, you need to get the vaccine in order to get income at the moment right now. And I'm not prepared to do that. I'm not prepared to stay a slave. I already had a problem with being a slave at my slave job. So when someone like me is faced with these, I wouldn't say dilemma, but a choice, I'm definitely not going to go straight back into my slave job and do things that I'm definitely not prepared to do. So if you like my work, if like Michael Kahn thought that my work deserved a bit of support, please go to Patron /Mitchell from Australia. The link is in the description. Found my channel by DITRH. Thank you, Alex. What time is it? Is it time to start? Give it another couple of minutes, then I'll do my intro. I was hoping it's going to be a bit of a clearer horizon, but the clouds have crept in. The first day, that was beautiful. Session number 1, go back and watch session number 1. The sun coming up over the horizon, that was absolutely gorgeous. Got some great footage. Session number 1 on Monday, 2 days ago. Do I agree the AE map doesn't work? Well, it doesn't really matter if I'm in Australia or not. It's the AE map is just another globe projection. So it's a useful tool to get people away from the visualization of the globe rhetoric. But yeah, I don't spruik the AE map as somewhere that we live. If I had to put my finger down to a map, gun to my head, I'd say Google Maps. It's a good representation of where we live. I don't know about the oceans, but as far as I can see, the coastline. I'll follow a fair bit of the coastline of Australia, and as far as I can see, it represents where we live pretty good. Until you start zooming out and it turns into a cartoon. But up until that point where you can zoom in, because I've got another paid service, Near Maps, which is even better. You can read number plates from these quote unquote. It doesn't even say satellite images. It says aerial images. They all come from planes. They all come from very, very high resolution cameras on planes. That's what it says on Near Maps. And Near Maps is far better resolution than Google Maps. But I think they might share the same elevation data, but Near Maps is updated every couple of months. In some cities, probably every couple of weeks. Regional areas every couple of months. Oh, so I'm a flat earther. Goodbye. All right. It did say Flat Earth School. Full disclosure. No surprises. Owen, how are you, mate? Aaron, can I make you a mod? I trust you here to just watch the chat, and if anyone's been rude or mean, ad hom attacks, just put them on timeout. I'm definitely open to Globers asking questions. They can be a smart ass if they want, but it's when you get rude to people and you start calling them names and swearing and doing all those things. Thanks, Owen. I appreciate it. I do watch Taboo Conspiracy. He is awesome. And a lot of my subscribers from the past week came from Taboo Conspiracy. Thank you, Taboo Ben, for sharing the promo for my live streams. Really appreciate it. It's things like this. I'm going to shout out a few channels. I shouted out BMLSB69 yesterday. Please subscribe to BMLS69. He was the one that gave us the Black Swan images. Quantum Eraser, he was the one that gave us the Modus Tollens, the logical consistency of the Black Swan. Globebusters. Globebusters is a massive channel. Everyone here should be subscribed to Globebusters. If you're not, then please subscribe to Globebusters. They're awesome. Paul on the Plane, that's another one, my former co-host of Dome Life. Whoever follows my work would know that me and Paul had a pretty decent following on a podcast called Dome Life up until the end of last year. He will be my first guest. Ballbusters is good too. Where can we find that, Owen? I think you're a mod now, so you can put a link if you want. Where can we find Ballbusters? Is it Nathan Oakley's channel? Paul on the Plane sent you. Rob Skeeber, yes, definitely Rob Skeeber. Does some great work. You just switched from Globebusters to my live event. Thank you very much. Oh, I keep stepping on everyone's toes. Yesterday, Quantum Eraser had a live stream. Today it looks like Globebusters. Man, everyone loves this time slot. It's just erase all. yeah, it's early. It's kind of the best time slot for me, and I thought for everyone else, but there's a lot of other streams going on. I appreciate everyone being here. I think I'll get into it, do my intro. As we watch the sun kind of coming up here. 6:05, I think that'll do. Check out Numpty Clips, yep. Good times for all. Oh, yeah, good times for all. For a good time, sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic. Good times for all as well. All right, let's get into it. It's going to be Coriolis effect today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fall off the bottom. Bottom of what? All right. Thank you everyone for being here. I'll start my intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Mitchell from Australia, and this is the Flat Earth School, all around us 24/7 from the beginning of existence. I'm not a teacher, merely a student like the rest of you, just taking you through different locations around my beautiful Flat Earth School here. This week, we're just debunking the globe. This is going to be the final day for the 3 biggest globe debunkers. But before you can commit to Flat Earth, have a real serious conversation about the Earth, you must first accept you aren't living on a spinning globe in space. You must demolish your current belief system that you've been indoctrinated by school, by the media, by so-called professionals and scientists, and literally throw it all away and start from the beginning. Prove to yourself what is actual reality around you and what only exists in your imagination. Once you've gotten to the point where you ask yourself, so where the hell am I? That is the point where you can have an honest look at Flat Earth. You can have an honest discussion, and that's where I'm trying to get everyone. So the past couple of days, we've gone through the 3 biggest debunkers of the globe. Today is Coriolis effect, or lack of it. Tomorrow is going to be a very special show. You don't want to miss that one. That will be the premiere of my new video, which that's kind of why I wanted to do this flat earth school. It's got it in my logo, the #1 flat earth proof. And it definitely is a proof. We can measure our entire world, our entire known world, via this method. All right, Coriolis, without further ado, thank you everyone in the chat. Really appreciate you guys being here. I know there's some other streams on at the moment. All right, so Coriolis effect. What is the Coriolis effect? Well, it's described. Thank you for thank you, Owen. All right, so Coriolis effect is an apparent effect. Oh, there's some beautiful colors. This video really doesn't do it justice. But we're definitely not going to see the sunrise today. I'll have to go above those clouds there. But anyway, so the Coriolis effect, it's an apparent effect. It's not an actual real effect. So it's an apparent deviation seen in objects which are in the inertial, non-rotating reference frame. So they've left the rotating reference frame. You're viewing them from the rotating reference frame. Okay, so it's an observation. It's not something really deviating. It's not really something going off in a different direction. It is just it's just something that happens. I'll put it in a easier to understand way. So you've got a drone on a roundabout, like one of those kids' roundabouts. I've got a video of it here somewhere, and it's spinning. The drone's on the roundabout spinning. You press the up stick, the drone goes up. If you're still on that roundabout, you're going round and round and round. The drone has left the roundabout. It's in the inertial reference frame. You're on the rotating reference frame, and it's your view of the drone. So the drone's just hovering there, but when you go round and round, it's looking like the drone's coming towards you and then going away. Coming towards you and going away as you spin underneath the drone. So it's the view from the rotating reference frame of something in the inertial reference frame, something that's left the rotating reference frame, okay? So it's not a real deviation. It's just because you're on something that's spinning. That's all it is. It's apparent deviation. So I want to play a few videos here. The first one being of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it. I haven't seen anyone do it yet. I haven't been watching the chat, but I'd like someone to thank Bob for the 15 degrees per hour deviation that we see in gyros, because you're not going to be saying it by the end of it, unless you're a flat earther like I am. Thank you, Bob, for showing us 15 degrees per hour in rotating something, because it's got it's not just globe believers, it's got the anti-flat earthers all in a bunch here, as I'll detail a bit later. But we'll see if we can listen to this video. I'll just press screen share here. Highly technical. I think I have to turn it up. Hang on. I have to turn up the volume. Rookie mistake here. Sorry for cutting off this beautiful sunrise, but gonna watch a video. Here's to stay rigid in its reference frame. The Earth rotates underneath at a rate of 15 degrees per hour. But the most famous assertion of Earth's spin is...
I did a quick calculation, and I tweeted. The winning field goal in that game was aided by a 1/3 of an inch deflection to the right from Earth's rotation.
Mind
blown. So let me get this straight. Someone kicks a ball, but because Earth is spinning underneath it, it will appear to deviate. So following that logic, there must have been some massive spin under this ball when it was kicked.
I'm just taking the piss a little bit there. But that's Neil deGrasse Tyson, PhD astrophysicist, detailing what the Coriolis effect is and how we can see it. So when someone kicks a ball, like someone kicking a field goal, when the ball leaves the rotating reference frame of the Earth, That's what, if you think you're on a globe, that's what you think's happening. You're on the rotating reference frame. When the ball leaves the rotating reference frame, it's going to experience Coriolis effect, which is a deviation due to the Earth turning underneath it. That's from astrophysicist PhD Neil deGrasse Tyson, NDT. But now globe believers would see that and go, all right, I'm gonna test that out. And I'm definitely going to test that out today. I've got a drone here. He is a better comedian, isn't he? In the movies, Harold and Kumar. But anyway, I've got a drone here today. I'm going to let it hover for about half an hour and see how much drift there is. But before we get into that, let's just see what anti-flat earthers have to say about the Coriolis effect. Because after seeing Neil deGrasse Tyson, we can now say that anything that leaves the rotating reference frame of the Earth, that the presupposed rotating reference frame of the Earth, anything that leaves it, like a drone, a hot air balloon, bees, birds just jumping, you would view from the rotating reference frame anything that leaving it, you would see the Coriolis effect. You'd see a deviation. Anything. So what do the anti-flat earthers say after this PhD Neil deGrasse Tyson details the Coriolis effect? What do they now tell us?
The Earth needs to turn underneath them.
I have speed that will overtake it. Right. Because I'm going sideways faster than it is.
The Earth is not rotating underneath.
What Kosho's now saying is there's slightly different speeds as the Earth rotates underneath, right, Kosho? It's just different.
That's right, and as it travels across different spots of the Earth.
The Earth is not rotating underneath.
Right.
That's blue marble science there. Detailing that the Earth does not rotate underneath. Welcome to flat Earth, blue marble science. That's what our argument is. The Earth does not rotate. It's stationary. Welcome to flat Earth. You've got anti-flat earthers. This is what an anti-flat earther is. Someone who claims to believe in the globe and fights on the globe side, but they love to chuck their globe model under the bus. They don't care if it destroys their globe model. All they want to do is go against what a flat Earth argument is. And our flat Earth argument for the Coriolis effect is we should see anything leaving this presupposed spherical rotating Earth, anything leaving it, we should see Coriolis in it. Because we're here, you say we're on the rotating sphere, anything leaving the rotating sphere, we should see Coriolis. Like I said, in a drone, in a hot air balloon, in a plane, anyone jumping. Let's listen to another. Let's listen to another prominent anti-flat earther, Simon Dan.
You and your reference frames have been ruined.
You and your reference frames have been ruined. Yeah? Globe claim, yeah, thanks Nathan. Globe claims we have 15 degrees per hour. Does anyone want to thank Bob for the 15 degrees per hour? It definitely doesn't happen. Nothing is drifting away at 1,000 miles per hour on the equator. Earth definitely isn't spinning. I'm going to show that in my drone. So we've got a couple of different positions here. We've got Neil deGrasse Tyson, a PhD astrophysicist who, hey, he's a subject matter expert in whatever the bullshit is he's peddling. Okay, so this is the globe rhetoric. This is the narrative that anything leaving the rotating reference frame of the Earth going into the inertial reference frame, like a football getting kicked, anything leaving it we should see Coriolis from this presupposed rotating reference frame. Exactly. Oh, I didn't want to get to that yet, Nathan. Come on, man. I want to show my drone first. Yes, we absolutely need R for the rotating reference frame of the spherical Earth. And I'm going to detail that a bit later as well, because there's even more problems, and I'll show you with my drone. So I think it's light enough to get my drone up now. You'll definitely see it in the foreground. All right, I'm going to get my drone up. We're going to watch it hover for about half an hour. I'm going to go through a bit of maths, because maths proves things, remember? Craig, fight the flat Earth. All right, just bear with me. I was a bit scared there it was going to drift into me. No, not drifting. It's just hovering there. Let's see how long it goes. Sorry it took so long to set up. I was using a new phone. Well, not a new phone, a different phone. I'm actually recording on the phone that I always use, so I had to configure it for the drone. So this drone, it's just hovering there. Definitely not suspended by anything. Up and down, left and right. So we'll leave it there. Let me know if it's too noisy. I'll just leave the control here. Not going to touch the controller. So we're going to let it just sit there for as long as we can. About half an hour usually. So the Earth is definitely not rotating under this drone. Yeah, Blue Bumble Science. Yeah, Simon Dan. Thank you. They're in agreement with us. The Earth does not rotate under this drone. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, PhD astrophysicist, says that a football with a very short hang time, maybe a couple of seconds, when it's kicked, when it's leaving what he says is a rotating reference frame, we're going to see deviation in the football. Why are we not seeing deviation in this drone? This drone's going to sit here for about half an hour. I want to go through a little bit of maths of what we should expect to see if we're living on a spherical rotating reference frame. This camera is firmly planted on the ground here on the rotating reference frame. The drone should now be in the inertial reference frame. Why isn't it deviating? I don't understand. So 15 degrees per hour. Can someone say thanks, Bob? Thanks, Bob, for the 15 degrees per hour. I want to see it. I want to hear some chanting. Thanks, Bob. No? Are we still thanking Bob for the 15 degrees per hour that we're not seeing in this drone that is definitely not deviating? Hasn't moved at all. So 15 degrees per hour, if you've got a circumference of your presupposed spherical Earth of 24,900 miles, that's what the circumference is, that's what the narrative is. You want to go against that too, anti-flat earthers? You want to tell us it's not that anymore? Like Mr. Sensible said, at best our radius, we've debunked the radius value, not our radius value, the globe Earth's narrative of the radius value. Do you want to go against the circumference too? So 15 degrees per hour drift as shown by a gyroscope, which, let's be honest, we're never going to find a gyroscope in nature. We can never see naturally. It's just a man-made device. So 15 degrees per hour, that means in half an hour, when this drone comes down, it should have drifted 7.5 degrees. Are we all in agreement here? If there is a 15 degrees per hour rotation of the Earth that this camera is sitting on, that drone should have gone 7.5 degrees. Yeah? Do you know how far that is? 518 miles in 13 minutes. If we're living on a spherical Earth rotating with a circumference of 24,900 miles, in 30 minutes it should have gone 518 miles. It's got a bit of catching up to do. It's been going for a few minutes now. I don't understand what's going on. Neil deGrasse Tyson says we definitely should see this drone drift. It's left the rotating reference frame of the Earth into the inertial reference frame. But we've got anti-flat earthers saying we wouldn't expect to see any drift. You and your reference frames have been ruined. Anti-flat earthers. That is a drone on screen. Thank you. Yep, Arwen. It's hovering there. A UFO. So I put it up a couple of minutes ago. It's going to go there. It's going to be hanging there just for as long as we can. Hopefully half an hour. That's what it's rated to. I think if we're not doing anything, it just sits there for about half an hour. So we're just going to see it. So it should be about, if it's 15 degrees per hour, which is 1,035 miles per hour at the equator. That's at the equator. So per minute. Who knows what this drift should be per minute if it was rotating at 15 degrees per hour. 1,035 miles per hour at the equator. 17 miles per minute. Is it going to start taking off? Is it going to start drifting soon? No, as soon as anything leaves that rotating reference frame, like the field goal ball, the Neil deGrasse Tyson PhD. Neil deGrasse Tyson details the field goal was aided by a 1/3 inch deflection due to the Earth rotating underneath. We are observably stationary here. There is no two reference frames, as the anti-flat earthers tell us. Thank you, anti-flat earthers. Welcome to Flat Earth. Welcome to Flat Earth School. This is the kind of observations that I want to show everyone. So, let's. It would permanently be. Yeah, gas too. That's another problem, isn't it? So, the anti-flat earthers say we don't see drift in this drone. Absolutely chucking their globe rhetoric under the bus. Neil deGrasse Tyson, PhD astrophysicist, says we should see drift. So the anti-flat earthers just want to go against our argument, just want to go against us watching this here today. That drone's just hovering there, not doing anything, not drifting, just hovering because we have a stationary Earth. But the anti-flat earthers say that's because the air around this drone is moving with the rotating reference frame of the Earth. That's what they now have to say. They have to say that air somehow is velcroed to that ground. The air that we're breathing has to move lockstep with the ground. They're still saying it's a rotating Earth beneath our feet, but they have to go against what PhD astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, subject matter expert, says. They have to go against the actual rhetoric, their narrative. They just have to make... That's what anti-flat earthers do. People like Simon Dan, Blue Marble Science, Professor Dave, they all have to make things up. They all have to... Because look at this observation. We see observations like this. A drone that's left the Earth. They see observations like this and they have to make things up. So, air. Does air follow any movement other than expanding rapidly and freely in all directions? Other than the air going directly to a vacuum, it will expand in all directions into the vacuum. If we had a vacuum of space up there, we covered that in the first episode. It was a great episode. Session number 1 on Monday. Go back to that if you want to hear some great examples of why we are absolutely contained. This is just another example. This drone couldn't fly without air. We've got air. It's pushing off the air. It's just simple aerodynamics. It works. We've got it right in front of us here. The drone is hovering because there's air. And because there's air in every single example of gas, of air, there is always containment. There is no example of a container... I'll put it the other way. There's no example of a container without gas. We can never evacuate, even in vacuum chambers. Even in the best vacuum chamber on Earth from NASA, they can only get down to 10 to the negative 6 tall. That's all they can get down to. There's still air in there. There's still gas in there. Big, massive 6-foot concrete walls. Massive doors. Massive reinforcing. That's the best we can do here on Earth. But they say above our heads is a vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 tall. Yeah, yeah. Making things up again. So we can see this drone's just hovering. It hasn't moved at all. Hasn't moved one single bit. I've lost the chat here. And as Nathan said before, yes, we absolutely need the radius for a spherical Earth that is rotating. And after this drone runs out of battery, I'm going to put another battery in, and we're going to see I'm going to push the up stick and make it go up, because this is another thing that proves, it's going to be a demonstration that proves that we are not spinning, because it breaks the first law of thermodynamics, not the second law, which absolutely debunks the gas pressure next to a vacuum, entropy. But the first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So if we are on a spherical Earth and somehow the gas is not expanding in all directions. It's somehow following. But we're going into imagination. We're going deep into imagination land here, deep into Narnia, through the wardrobe. Can't see the way back at the moment. If the air, the atmosphere, is somehow following the rotating Earth in lockstep with it, when I go up on my drone, when I went between here and say 100 meters, that drone has, as per the first law of thermodynamics, the drone must have just created energy, because if we're on the surface here of the rotating Earth, it has got a set circumference, 24,900 miles. Okay, so when the drone goes up, that's increasing that circumference that it needs to go around if it is in lockstep. So by the drone simply just going up, it has proved that either one, the first law of thermodynamics, a natural law that we observe always and never not observe, is incorrect, or we're not on a rotating Earth. Simple as that. You've got two options. So when globe believers see this evidence, they've got a couple of options. They can either stick their fingers in their ears, close their eyes, turn this stream off, don't want to see the stream, or they can be flat curious, look into it, see videos like mine, like a lot of other channels on YouTube that detail how we don't have Coriolis. Or the other option is the option that forces them to chuck their previous globe belief under the bus, that forces it into a globe religion, is an anti-flat earther. That's a popular path for globe believers who see this evidence. It's a popular path. They like to mock flat earthers. They don't care if their model gets destroyed in the process. They tell us, thanks Bob for the 15 degrees per hour drift, but where do we see the 15 degrees per hour drift? We never see a 15 degrees per hour drift in anything. Where do we see it, ballers? Where do we see it in nature? Sorry, Owen is correct. We can experience Coriolis effect on Earth, but it's not the Earth itself that's doing the movement. So I'm going to go to a park another time when there's no one there. Obviously, there's a roundabout there. I've got my drone on it. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to push the up stick, and we're going to sit on the roundabout with the camera, and we're going to experience Coriolis effect. Not Earth-based Coriolis effect, roundabout-based Coriolis effect, because there is no Earth-based Coriolis effect, is there? We cannot see a drift in this drone at all. For those who just joined us, we have a drone sitting there in front of us. It's been going for at least 10 minutes now. It's been going for a fair while. There should have been 17 miles drift per minute if we are on a rotating Earth with a circumference of 24,900 miles, rotating at 1,035 miles per hour on the equator. The anti-flat earthers like to thank Bob for proving or showing or demonstrating a 15 degrees per hour drift. Where is it? Where do we see the 15 degrees per hour drift? Shallow Earth is so very simple. Anyone with a drone can prove this. Anyone with a football can prove it. Anyone jumping, just jump. If we're on a rotating reference frame, you will be in a different location when you come down. Don't you dare chuck your kids up in the air, because they'll go flying away. Imagine how fun sports would be if you kicked the ball and it went rocketing in one direction, or if you kicked the ball the other direction, it wouldn't go at all. It'd probably hit you in the face and come back and get you. Imagine what sports would be like. Neil deGrasse Tyson has left the chat. If I was a globe believer, I definitely wouldn't want to see what's going on here. You've got two option globe believers. The actual globe believers, the actual normies, the people who just think they're living on the globe, don't have real real vested interest in it. When you see these demonstrations, like the drone in front of us, just hovering there, it's been going a bit over 10 minutes. Globe believers, you have a couple of choices. You can turn into an anti-flat earther and just go against the demonstrations that we're seeing here, just to keep your globe religions, just to keep that. Well, not really, because you're chucking a globe religion under the bus, so you can't. It's a lose-lose situation here for globe believers, because after seeing this demonstration, you are not going to come out of it with a globe belief. You're either going to be an anti-flat earther or you're going to be flat curious. So when we're on a plane, does it spin? No. Why would it be spinning? Why would anything be... Oh, you mean a plane. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the flat level plane that we experience every day. The Flat Earth School, what we can see right here. And after I'm in this specific location today, it's not just about the beach today. There is an awesome lake behind me, but I don't want to turn the camera off this drone, because I want to just really show that there is no drift with this drone. I want it to go as long as it can. How many percent? It's got 35% left. See how it's going. It's probably going to be going at least 15 minutes. And there's some black swans in the lake behind me too. Did I mention that there's a lake behind me? That's why I'm here. I want to do some observations with this lake, because it's going to be in my #1 flat earth proof video from tomorrow. This lake, massive lake, about 3 miles across. For those of you playing at home, I was going a couple of years ago. I was attempting something called Talk the Line. I did label it experiment, but it's absolutely definitely not an experiment. I apologise for saying experiment. There's nothing scientific about it. I would, if I was doing it today, I'll call it Talk the Line test. It was crowdfunded. I got a really strong fishing line. It was a Spectra fishing line, really light, really strong. I was attempting to stretch it out over about 2.5, 3 miles over this flat lake, and I was going to pull it tight. And there, I went through the maths. I did the measurements. I saw that this line would be perfect for the test, because if you pull it tight, the line, if we were on a spherical Earth with actual Earth curvature, with a bulge in the middle, the line would be pulled underwater from the mechanical torque, from the, well, mechanical, or just stretching the line out to pretty much straight. There would have been a bit of sag. I counted for the sag that there would have been in the line, but it would be a globe Earth measurement or a flat Earth measurement. And I'll probably try and attempt it again. The line in my testing didn't hold up, so I didn't want to stretch it out to 3 miles and have to reel it back in when it snapped. That's pretty much where I got to. But I'll probably be attempting it in the future if I do get the line working. If I do get it to, I think I had to be 50 pounds of strength in the line. I didn't get to, I think I got to like 30, and I needed that 50 to get the tension on the line to string it out, because it would have given me a false result. So that's the lake behind me. I'm going to show you after. Awesome lake. Beautiful sunrise here, so that's come up over the clouds almost now. And I just want to show you the view of the drone, because there's another thing about the Coriolis effect. This is the view of the drone. I don't want to block the drone out, so we can see that you can see the sun here. On a globe Earth, the religion of the globe Earth, what causes sunrises? Can anyone tell me? What causes sunrises and sunsets on a globe Earth? We're talking about it today. The rotating globe Earth. What causes sunrises? Is it the sun moving on your globe religion? Nope. What's going on? The sun's definitely not moving on your globe religion. It's the Earth moving on your globe religion. Why is there no one on any of these beaches? Because everyone's too worried about the lockdown rules, the regulations, the fines. That's why there's no one here. Sorry, I'll get back to the point. There are a few people running around. You can exercise. I'm exercising my rights right now. Sorry, I'll get back to it. What causes the sunrise and sunset on a rotating Earth? Yes, it is the globe rotation. So as per Neil deGrasse Tyson, anything that leaves the rotating reference frame of the Earth, we should see Coriolis effect. We should see drift. If we're viewing it here with this camera, that drone should be drifting. 15 degrees per hour. How's it going? It's got 20% left. It's probably going to want to come down soon. Probably going to have to go and catch it. We should, the drone should be drifting at the same rate. Well, the drone should be drifting lockstep with the sun, because it's not the sun moving. We can see the sun right there. On your globe Earth, the sun is not moving. So when the drone goes up, the sun and the drone will be in the same reference frame, the inertial reference frame. And the only reason why here on Earth, this camera right here is seeing the sunrise on a globe is because the globe is claimed to spin. But why? Why can we see sunrises with the globe, with the drone? Because the Earth is not spinning. The drone's not in the inertial reference frame. The sun's not in the inertial reference frame. There is no inertial reference frame. There is only flat, stationary, enclosed Earth right here. When we see sunrises, when we see sunsets, it absolutely debunks the globe. So I love it when anti-flat earthers or fringe globe believers say that sunrises and sunsets prove the globe Earth. Whoop, gotta go and get the drone. Hope everyone liked that demonstration. Was that good? Of the lack of 15 degrees per hour drift. Couldn't see it anywhere. Should have been 17 miles per minute drift. All right, now that we've demonstrated that, don't know how long that was going for. It probably wasn't half an hour. I don't think it was fully charged. I think to get half an hour out of it, you pretty much have to go from fully charged in the wall, run out and put it straight in the drone and put it up and not move it at all. No wind. That's probably to get half an hour. It was probably at least 20 something minutes. I'll go back and have a look at it. But we should have seen 15 degrees per hour drift. However long that took per minute, it should have been 17 miles per minute drifting. All right, let's turn the camera around. Let's look at Lake Woolloomooloo. Beautiful sunrise there. As I was saying, sunrises and sunsets absolutely debunk the globe. This is Lake Woolloomooloo here. And there's a few black swans out there. You probably can't see them on this stream, but they're out there. They love this lake. And it is quite fitting that I was going to do my talk the line test here. It's quite fitting that I'm using this lake for the #1 flat earth proof. Can you see that swan who was just standing up there? Where is he? Over there. Whoop. There we go. There's some swans. Those black things there. Just take it from me. They're swans. They're black swans. So this is the lake here. I want to do another observation. I'll just have to set up this tripod again. I want to do another observation with the drone. After I detail, I'll just detail the why. Again, why sunrises and sunsets absolutely debunk the globe. Because as we just saw, the drone, what was the drone doing? The drone was viewing the sunrise. How can a drone ever see a sunrise if it's meant to be, the drone's meant to be in the rotating reference frame? The sun's meant to be in the rotating reference frame. They should be in lockstep with each other. You would not see a sun moving. You won't see stars moving. You won't see a moon rise. You won't see moon moving. If from a drone, if they were all in the rotating sorry, if they were all in the inertial reference frame, if they all left the rotating reference frame of the Earth, because the only reason why we see these sunsets, sunrises, moonrises, star trails, southern star trails. I love it when any flat earthers say, why do we see southern star trails? Well, why do we see southern star trails from my drone? I've got footage of it. I've got footage. DRTOH, he does great drone sunsets. I've done drone sunsets. Double sunsets where you see the sun setting, you go up again, you see the sun again and it sets again. That can only happen on a stationary Earth with the sun apparently moving. Because that's all we can experience here. The sun is apparently moving. That's all we see. Because the Earth is definitely not apparently moving. We just proved that with my drone. We just proved that the Earth is not moving. It is stationary. It is fixed. It is the celestial bodies moving around us, apparently moving around us. I don't have a clue what the celestial bodies are. Who knows what the sun is? Who knows what the moon and the stars are? We cannot. All we can know is that's what we experience. As far as I know, the sun is a day clock. The moon is a month clock. And the stars are a year clock. That's as far as I can tell. They're just clocks, the celestial bodies. That's as far as we can tell. That's all we can say about the celestial bodies. Yeah. There's a good video too. Oh, I haven't got it on here, I don't think. It's on my Flat Earth school promo where I got my family. There was 6 of us. There was the sun was in the sky visible. I don't think I have it here. Damn. I'll try and get it for tomorrow. Where the drone's in the air, it sees the sun out on the water. It's kind of got that really long. See how we can see this really long reflection here on the water. So imagine I've got a person here, right here where we're viewing, here. So I get my drone, I put it in line with this person. It sees the sun. It sees this sun image right here on the water, the reflection on the water right here. I move my drone. The sun follows it right here. It is for each observer. I move my drone again. This observer here sees the sun. Move my drone again. This observer here sees this pattern right here. That's what we see. That's what we visualize. No matter where we are on Earth, everyone has their own unique perspective. Yeah, that's a finger. Thanks, Arwen. Oh man, you're killing me. All right. Okay, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to do another observation. See if we can get this happening here on the lake. I have to turn this around. It's probably going to be a bit wobbly. Apologies. Just trying to set this up here. Get the tripod a bit level again. Alright, that's definitely not level. I'll try and move it. It's definitely going to fall off. Alright. Now I want to face it a bit up. I probably can't do this with the drone actually. I need a third phone because I was... Alright, we'll just pretend. Yeah, I'll give an example of what I was going to show. So I've got a program on my phone called Dipedia, I think it is. It just measures, it's kind of like a theodolite, it just measures angles. And we can only measure angles on a flat Earth. That's the only way we can measure angles, as I'm going to detail tomorrow in my #1 flat Earth proof. So, it's upside down. Alright. So, it's a bit hard. Try and block it out. So this Diptopia, something. It's like a theodolite. You can see in the corners there. It measures dips. So imagine the drone was straight up 90 degrees, straight up above our heads 90 degrees, or even we'll just say, well, for argument's sake, 30 degrees right there, 40 degrees something. All right, and the drone is just hovering there, and then I push the forward stick, not the up stick, stays at the same altitude. The drone goes this way, towards the horizon, away from me. It's gonna this theodolite app here is going to measure that the drone is lowering in its angle, in its altitude, but it's staying at the same height above the flat stationary water here, and as it goes further down to the horizon, it's going to be a lower and lower angle, and eventually the drone's going to appear to set. It's going to go to the 0 point, and we won't be able to see it anymore. It's going to reach the angular resolution limit, the diffraction limit, and we're not going to see it anymore. I really wanted to show that, but it's in my video tomorrow, so don't fret. You're not going to miss out just for the today. So these angle measurements, I'm kind of talking about tomorrow's video now. These angle measurements, how long we got? 10 minutes. These angular measurements are only able to be measured on a flat Earth. You have to have the bottom of that triangle that you're kind of measuring has to be flat. There is no exception. It has to be flat. I might even come back here and try and get a third phone for tomorrow. So let's see. What else haven't I gone through with Coriolis? I think I've done a thorough debunking of the Earth spinning. We definitely don't observe Earth-based Coriolis effect, do we? No, definitely don't. I just want to take the time to shout out my patrons. Thank you, Michael Kahn, Malcolm Foster, Angie S, Bob Nodell, Dawn Judds, and Paul on the Plane. You guys are my first 6 patrons. I really, really appreciate it. I think there was another one that came through. Michael, yeah, Mike. Oh no, Michael's here. But yeah, that first 6. Thank you so much, my first 6 patrons. I really appreciate the support. Couldn't be continuing this without you guys. And if you like my work, if you like my demonstrations, what I've shown here today, if you just like sitting here, just chilling, you can mute it if you want. Just let's watch the locations. They're beautiful locations that I'm going to be bringing. It's like you're just traveling with me. You get to, if you're in lockdown now, you get to experience the great outdoors that you wouldn't be able to if you were in lockdown. I feel so sorry for those people that feel they can't go outside and do these things. Yeah, I'm in lockdown here too, but I'm coming to you live from different locations every single day, ignoring whatever else is going on in the world, because this is our Flat Earth school all around us. All around us, this is our Flat Earth school. I'm not a teacher, I'm just a student like the rest of you. And I'm trying to do this as a full-time job now. I've become unemployable from the world that we live in, from the lockdowns. I can't go on construction sites anymore. That's my main employment. For some it'll be irritating, for some they'll be depressed, but I am so happy that this is happening. It's given me a great opportunity to start doing these observations, to start showing everyone the Flat Earth School. I'd like to move to the US. It's beautiful over there. My family would like to visit it one day too, but I don't think it's going to happen. We'd like to just travel between states at the moment. Actually, at the moment, we're not meant to be traveling between local council areas in our state. So moving to the US seems like a fairy tale at the moment to us. I'll just go through my notes, see if there's anything else about Coriolis effect I want to go through. Something that Nathan brought up before, you need a radius value for the Coriolis. Yeah, just to have a sphere, you need a radius value. Black Swan absolutely demolished the radius value. That you can't, well, you can still have a spherical Earth, but the radius value, after seeing the Black Swan image, 1 foot observer height, seeing the horizon, we'll put it at 10 miles. Seeing the horizon 10 miles from a 1 foot observer height, right here. Number 1 globe killer. It's a bit hard with the sun in the background. Number 1 globe killer. That now puts your sphere radius, if you still think you're living on a sphere somehow, at 264,000 miles. Yeah, you're going to need an R value for that Coriolis. How fast do you think we're spinning if we're on a globe of that size. I'm not even going to go into that. So you definitely need an R value. We going to do that other one? Oh, I might. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going for another few minutes. I might put my drone back up and show you that other observation that I said about when the drone goes up. If we're on a spinning Earth, it is and the drone goes up and it stays lockstep with the spinning ground. If it's not showing us going into the inertial reference frame, then it is violating the first law of thermodynamics. Do we all understand that? It is creating its own energy. The first law of thermodynamics clearly states energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And that's what this drone's doing somehow. Isn't it amazing? The drone, just by going up. If you think you're living on a rotating globe, that disproves it, or does it? It's a natural law, because it is observed always and never not observed. That's just what natural laws are. Alright, I'll go launch my drone over here. I'll go. Alright. Okay, drone's launched. Can we see it? Yep, there it is. Alright, drone's launched. Yeah, just pay attention to me. I don't know if there's some trolls here. Arwen, Bob from Globebusters, if you are in the chat, can you please just get rid of the trolls? Alright, so obviously no Coriolis effect seeing this drone. But what happens when the drone goes up? It is violating, if you think you're living on a rotating Earth, it is violating the first law of thermodynamics. Because when you go up, the drone, staying in lockstep with the rotating reference frame, when the drone goes up, it is now at a different circumference, but at the same lockstep as, still going up, still going up. So with every up movement, it is creating energy, violating the first law of thermodynamics if you think you're living on a rotating globe. It's staying lockstep with the ground. Look at that, hasn't drifted at all. Right there, still right above where it was. It's staying lockstep with the ground, creating its own energy. And when it comes back down, here it goes, back down, it's destroying energy. Where's the energy going? It's now at a smaller radius, just from going up and down. How is this magical drone doing that? Yeah, it's because we're not living on a rotating globe. Let's just see that sun again from the drone. This is the drone's view, and the sun, if you think you're living on a rotating globe, from the drone you should never see that sun moving. Never ever. They're both in the inertial reference frame. You should never see the sun set, sunrise. You should never see stars moving. You should never see the moon moving from a drone if you think you're on a rotating Earth. Why is that? Because they're both in the inertial reference frame with the Earth turning underneath. That's the only reason why on a globe we see sunrises and sunsets. That's the only reason why we see sunrises and sunsets. So I love it when any flat earthers and fringe globe believers say sunsets prove we're living on a rotating globe. No. Sunsets disprove, absolutely debunk that you are living on a rotating globe, because you would never see a sunset from a drone. The drone goes up, we see the sun disappear, and then the drone goes up again, we see the sun disappear again. How's the sun moving? Southern star trails, they love to tell me, here being in Australia, southern star trails absolutely debunk the flat earth. Oh yeah? Well, I've seen southern star trails from my drone. Why is that important? Because why are the stars rotating on your spherical spinning Earth? Only reason why the stars are rotating is because the Earth is moving and the stars are staying still. Yeah? They're in the inertial reference frame. So the only reason why we start seeing stars rotating is because the Earth is spinning. So when I put my drone up into the inertial reference frame, we should never see the stars spinning. But I still do. Funny that, isn't it? We still see the stars moving. Southern star rotation debunks spinning globe Earth. Isn't that great? We can turn their arguments back on them. Unwittingly just walking into this. And we welcome to flat Earth. Oh, I'm going to get my drone. I'll probably pack up in a couple of minutes. I'll give you some nice images of the sunrise that absolutely debunks the spinning globe. Well, I'll go and get my drone. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. 50 still in the live stream. That is awesome. Might go a bit north here. It's probably a bit nicer there. Yeah. All right, go and get my drone. I'll be back. Well, my drone can come to me. I just want to remind everyone, still 50 in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for my 6 patrons. I just shouted them out. I'm going to shout them out again. Thank you for my 6 patrons supporting me. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this every day. But I'm definitely going to be doing this every day. It has been so fun. My 6 patrons are, I think I've got 7. I'm really sorry if you're the 7th patron and I haven't shouted you out. I haven't got the info on my iPad at the moment. Michael Kahn, Malcolm Foster, Angie S, Bob Nodell, Dawn Judds, and Paul on the Plane. Thank you guys so much, guys and girls, for supporting me. For donate your hard-earned money to see these flat Earth schools. The weekday shows are absolutely free. I'm going to be coming to you from so many different locations. First day, came to you from some sea cliffs. Second day, came to you from a beach. I was planning to go to some rock pools, but the reception was really bad because I have to live stream it. Third day here today, I'm coming to you from a nice beach, a nice sunrise with a lake in the background. It's if you like these live streams, please support me all you can. I'm hurtling towards 4,000 view hours now on YouTube, so I'm gonna be monetizing very soon. So super chats will be coming online, members only will be coming online, and that's where I'm going to be putting the Friday videos for members only. I'll probably release them a week after I do it. I don't want to make it totally blocked for everyone because the special guests on Friday, they're going to be awesome. This Friday I've got Paul on the Plane. It's going to be a Dome Life reunion show on Friday, this Friday. Those 6 patrons, well, Paul's one of them. He's my biggest supporter. He's going to be there anyway. But if you are a patron, if you sign up to my YouTube channel, you are going to be given access live to those shows, those Friday shows. And that's the only way you can see them live at the moment. If you sign up to Patreon, if you support me, it's only $5 a month. If you think you can spare that, you're going to get the live shows. Next week, we're going to have Bob from Globebusters. I think he might even bring along some other guests. Zachary Zambala, Good Times from All, and Witter Gets It. I think they're going to be on, hopefully, see if we can get them too. But Bob from Globebusters is definitely going to be on, not this Friday. We've got Paul on the Plane this Friday. Next Friday, they're going to be talking about the electrostatic downward vector, and that's a fascinating subject because it is totally excluding anti-flat earthers and globe believers. It is just a flat earth discussion. It is awesome. We've gotten to the point now where we can have a really good discussion about the things that we see in this world. We've gone to the point where we don't even need to talk to globers or anti-flat earthers to hash out what's going on in the world. There's 2 thoughts of school of what's going on with what used to be called gravity. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about, why things go down. Yeah, I kind of have an opinion on the subject. I think the relative density disequilibrium explains it really well. You can science it, absolutely. Anthony Riley has done the egg tests. I'll probably do that in one of my videos too. But I want to get Bob's view on the electrostatic downward vector, because it kind of I don't want to put words in Bob's mouth, but I think Bob, he doesn't deny that there is relative density disequilibrium, but he's going to detail that there is a downward bias, and that's what I want to see. That's the kind of discussions that I want on this Flat Earth School live stream, because it is our world. It is about our world that we see, and we're definitely not experiencing any gravity. Because what is gravity? We don't even know what gravity is. There is no scientific evidence for gravity. There's no observation for gravity. Gravity is meant to be an effect, but they also describe gravity as a cause of things going down. No, it can't be both. Definitely no scientific evidence for gravity. Gravity is just another part of the made-up fairy tale. I'd just like to say thank you so much for everyone being in this live stream again. Please support me on Patreon if you think you can spare anything, because I'm trying to make this my main income now. I've become unemployable in my current slave job world, which it's been awesome spending more time at home, because I have 5 kids. We homeschool all our kids. They are benefiting so much from it. We are benefiting so much from it. I get to teach them things. I get to learn along with them, as does my beautiful wife. She has put in the hard yards for the last couple of years. She's been homeschooling the heck out of them. They have learnt so much being at school, especially in the climate at the moment. Some kids aren't even at school at the moment. They're not learning anything. A lot of kids are actually being forced to homeschool, and the parents weren't ready for it. If you're one of those parents and you think that you want to actually homeschool your kids for good, get in touch with me. Email me at mitchellfromaustralia@gmail.com. I've got, if you're in Australia, that is, I've got, what is it, kindergarten, year 1, year 2, year 5 and 6, all those for the entire year. I've got work for the entire year if that's what you want to do. Email me. I can help you out with the registration. I can just give you tips. It is such a good thing to do for your kids, homeschooling. And Karen B, I want to get Karen B on one Friday as well. We're going to be talking about schooling our children in this beautiful Flat Earth school where we live. I'm going to start heading back to my car, because it's past the time where I said I was streaming, but there's still 40-something people here, so I'll still talk to you while I'm going over. So Karen B is going to come on one time. She homeschools her children also. We're just going to talk about how to introduce Flat Earth into your kids' everyday lives, your family's everyday lives. It is, like I've said before, it is never too early or too late to talk about Flat Earth. Never. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are. Obviously, the younger you are, the better the concept you can grasp without being indoctrinated. That's what we found it with our children. My eldest, he can detail Flat Earth concepts, advanced Flat Earth concepts really, really well. But sometimes he kind of goes back to the globe narrative, because it's really the way they teach our kids, the way that we are indoctrinated through the media, through TV, through advertising, through just useful idiots parroting the same stuff, through pseudoscience, which is claimed to be science, through observations that they say that proves globe Earth, that I'm absolutely disproving here. It is our children that are getting damaged by these things, because the longer that they stay in school, the longer that you don't talk about Flat Earth to them, this beautiful Flat Earth school that around us, the longer you leave it, the heavier the indoctrination is, the harder it is for them to pull away. For some people it's easy. For some people, they've got that feeling that something's not right. It doesn't add up. And they're the honest ones that can then easily jump into looking into Flat Earth, that are flat curious. some other people look at flat Earth and they have to turn into an anti-flat Earther because they just can't fathom anything other than a globe, which is kind of a paradox, because they becoming an anti-flat Earther, all you're doing is going against the flat Earth arguments. You're in massive denial. You're in cognitive dissonance. That is the biggest cognitive pain I've ever seen in people, being an anti-flat Earther, because they hold two positions simultaneously opposing each other. Cognitive dissonance, it's kind of like a rainbow. That's pretty cool, hey? It's not just in the lenses either. I'm seeing that kind of rainbow effect in the clouds with my eyes as well. It's not just the effect of the lens. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's over that side too. Hope you are seeing this. I'm trying to. You can probably see it better in this one. It's kind of a rainbow. It's really cool, and it's kind of if you traced a line around, yeah, it's kind of going all around, and the clouds are kind of. That's a really cool observation. No idea why that's happening. It's probably just the way we're seeing the light around the sun. It's not a trick in the lens. I'm actually seeing this with my eyes. I'm glad to keep this live stream going. It's really cool. I wonder if you can see the whole thing. I wonder if you can see. Can everyone see that kind of rainbowy, semicircular thing from left to right, more prominent over the left? Yeah, sun halo. Pretty cool, huh? These are the kind of observations I want to show everyone. Just being out in our flat Earth school, just seeing stuff, explaining how it's definitely not a globe, and tomorrow you're gonna want to stick it. You're gonna want to tell everyone about tomorrow. I have got the #1 flat Earth proof, and I'm going to be showing the video live here. It's going to be awesome, and then I'm going to be premiering the actual HD video on my channel. Please stay tuned for that, and then Friday I'm going to have Paul on the plane. It has been a jam-packed week. I admit I've been pretty tired. I've been getting up pretty early, like 4:30, 5 o'clock, to get out to these locations before sunrise and set up and make sure there's a reception. It's been pretty hectic, but it's been so much fun sharing this with you guys. Thank you so much. Still 40 people in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Please don't miss tomorrow's Flat Earth School session #4. Like I said, the #1 flat Earth proof. Alright, I might say my goodbyes now. If you feel like the Earth turns on you, turn to Flat Earth School. Keep it flat. Love you guys. Bye.